Hey, here comes Santa Claus.
Hi, I'm Heather Summers. Thanks for joining me today in my video. For those of you that know me, I love to make packages and boxes, and I get a lot of questions on how I make my boxes and how I pick my dimensions. So I thought I'd walk you through the process today. Let's pretend we are trying to make a box for this super cute little stamp set. So what I'm going to do first is I take the dimensions of my project. So I'm going to measure the length of my project, the height of my project, and then I'm going to measure the width of my project. And I just make note of those dimensions, and then I'm going to take them to my standard template that I use and create it to fit this package. So what I mean by that is I have my piece of paper, and I'm always worrying about what those dimensions are. And I want my front of my box to match the height of my object and the length of my object. And then all of my side tabs have to be the width of my item. So you can see here on this sheet how I took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and got all the dimensions and all of the measurements for this box. And you can take this and adapt it for any box. So if you have a 2-inch width, you would just make it wider here. If you had a smaller width, you would just make it narrower or taller, but you can adjust it using this exact same idea and basic template. After you use this sheet of paper as your guide, you're then just going to look at this and say, okay, well, where do I cut in order to make my box? And I always say that the top, right, and left rectangles are scrap, because this is your top of your box, and then the flap that's going to cover the front. And then you're just going to cut along these two score lines until you hit the vertical score line, and those are going to make your tabs for when your box closes shut. So what I'm going to do is I took a piece of paper and I've done exactly that. I've cut out these two squares, or sorry, rectangles. I've created my tabs, and now I'm ready to fold together my box. Now I kind of cheated, and I've already stamped the front using my Mr. Twigster Presents, and I'm just going to fold on all of my score lines. I'm going to fold all of the crease lines so they go in. So I'm making this box. I've already put the adhesive on, so I don't want to put it down there. So you can see here now that my box is starting to form. I've applied adhesive to only 2 of my tabs, so 1 long tab, 1 small tab, and I just fold my box together. So the small tab rests inside the large tab, and then my good side facing out. And again, I'm going to put my small tab in, my back tab down first, the adhesive is there, and fold my top flap down. And you can see really quickly that I've created a quick and simple box. I have my top of my box and then my flap, and on my flap I'm just going to add a piece of cardstock with a scalloped edge just to add a little bit of appeal to the box that I've made. And then to seal my box off, of course, I put the stamps inside. I've just made a really quick and simple tag with Mr. Twigster and our beautiful new felt ribbon. I'll tie my knot, and I've got myself my box. And I'll take a picture of it so you can see it when it's all finished and done. But in a nutshell, get the 3 dimensions of your item that you're putting inside a box, and you can make any box that you want. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.
Hey, here comes Santa Claus.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry.